Hi, I'm Phil Crocker and welcome to our sixth video in our series at looking at playing better Blitz. This one is on how we can review our play after we've played a game. Just as a recap, those are the 5 videos we've looked at so far, and this one should be a fairly short one, just how you look at your play after you played a game. Always good practice to do that when you played a game of chess. For Blitz, as opposed to maybe classical, it makes sense to do it a little more quickly. So in this particular case, I think you want to use an engine pretty much straight away. For classical, you might say, well, there's some logic for saying review your classical games without an engine first, then look at an engine, try and think about the game yourself before you rely on external assistance. For Blitz games, you're probably playing so many that it just makes sense to go straight to the alternative view. The simplest way to do this is to do it within the platform that you're actually playing the games, so chess.com or Lichess, for example. It is possible in each case to download your games, and if you've got a product such as ChessBase, then you could download it, and if you also have a product such as Fritz, then you could use the functionality there to analyze the game as well. But pretty much the in-game or immediately post-game review on the platforms works pretty well. And I would say look for where you would change your opening play in future, any major tactical misses. Very often you're going to find some of those, and almost always in a Blitz game there'll be some key point or maybe several points where you just weren't sure what the correct plan was. So it's definitely worth getting the insight from the engine on those. So without further ado, we'll dive straight in and look at first of all at an example on chess.com, which I think has quite a good game review process. So if you look play archive, then that will list the games you've played and the most recent at the top. If you want to download them, you can select them and download them using the icon here, but it's also possible to pick one here. So I've just played a title Tuesday on February the 27th, so let's pick one there. Let's pick the draw against Grandmaster Rashid. So if we just click on that, well actually before we click, you'll see it's already put an accuracy figure, 81% for the Grandmaster, 76.9% for myself, ended in a draw. Let's click on that, 3 minutes plus 1 second time limit. And you could see this immediately after the game, or you can do it afterwards. And chess.com does it quite nicely, right? It gives you the overall accuracy, breaks down the moves into brilliant, great, mistake, blunder, and so on. And then you can scroll down, you can click on an individual move, or you can click the start review process, and it will go through, and then it will say bishop b3 was and black in this game was the last book move, and it'll give you some stats on the performance there, a course you could potentially do, and so on. So let's click on next key move. Wow, this is all pretty fast, right? So it's saying that knight e7 is a miss. You missed a chance to punish your opponent's error. You allowed the opponent to pin a knight. So knight e7. Let's see what the best move is. So I could just have played knight takes d4. Nice little tactic with the rook lined up on the bishop. The pawn on c3 is effectively pinned. So that was a miss there. And I could have been quite a bit better there, right? That was actually a little bit fast, right? So personally, if I was looking through, then I would also be looking to go through, say, somewhere around here and maybe click through and then just work out whether I would play the same opening moves again. So up to here it looks more or less okay, but the computer's saying bishop g4 is an inaccuracy, so maybe next time I could do something different there. And if we click on best, will suggest that knight a5, attacking the bishop, is perhaps a better way to play. So as you can see, it goes through and it will query individual moves, so a cross, a weak move and so on. And you can pick out individual moves here. So for example, let's click on this one. So this is a big mistake on move 39. Queen d5 is a blunder. So let's just go back. So in this position, I am a pawn up, but time I think is getting quite short, right? Although I actually have a minute. You look at the times, I've got a minute and 1 second. The Grandmaster's got 23 seconds, and I play probably too quickly. I play Queen d5, forgetting that I've got a pawn on a3 that's under attack. So there are other moves I could have played there. So you can go through move by move and look at those. Quite good functionality, I would say. Lichess, let's click on there. Here you can look at the game immediately afterwards, or you can click on your profile and then scroll down. 7,796 games. Let's look at the most recent one. So this is a game I lost against Frock a few days ago, and well, I got checkmated there as black, so clearly something went wrong. But if you click on the little icon here, the analysis board, then this has already been done once before. It will give you the plus and minus scores. You can also click the engine on and go through and see just what went wrong. So it looks like it was fairly balanced for the first few moves. So if we click into move 10, black's slightly better. The opening's gone okay for me, and you can just scroll through, get a flavour for that. Black's doing fine, but in a little while, yeah, a5 maybe doesn't achieve so much. The standard isn't so great here. Then queen c6, computer doesn't like that, more or less balanced now. And here I think, yeah, here I make a really big mistake. So my white's queen and rook are ganged up on the rook on d8, and I completely missed that and playing queen e6. I think I was toying with the idea of playing rook takes d5, which I didn't particularly want to play, and then because it opens up lines for white's pieces, and then I persuaded myself it was bad, and then just played another move like queen e6, which obviously blunders the piece. And actually, if we look at this, computer's saying a move like rook b8 is the way to go. So if we click on rook b8, so just move the rook away from attack, and black's doing okay. That's quite a difficult move to find, moving the rook to a square like b8. So yeah, you can go through, see the scores. After that, I think it's just one-way traffic. So I think in this particular game, I will be looking at my decision making at this point. Then I'll probably also just look through the opening, although I mean it wasn't overly ambitious from white, so it's probably not something that would happen too many times. Although already it looks like on move 5, I could just have taken the pawn on e4, right? So I'd obviously decided I was going to play g6 as a system, and then missed out on a chance to win a pawn. So I mean, these things are going to happen when you play quite quickly, but the fewer times you can let that happen, the better. Okay, so hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Please post any comments or queries. If you like the video, please like it or subscribe to the channel. And there's always the possibility of buying my book, Better Chess Faster, which you can find on Amazon. And hopefully see you on the next video.